Do you think club fitting is only for really good golfers? Maybe you're worried you're not good enough to get fitted, or that maybe it's too expensive. Well, today, we're putting that myth to the test. If you've never been through a fitting, you might be wondering what actually happens, whether you need to play at a certain level first, and if it will really make a difference for someone like you. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what a fitting is about, who benefits the most, and why it could be the best thing you do for your game. I'm Dan, and this is Tib, and we're here at the Back Nine in Sherwood, Oregon, to meet up with Ben with PXG to demystify the club fitting process. Let's get to it. Ben, thanks for joining us today and having us here at the Back Nine. I really appreciate it. Can you give us a quick intro on who you are and what you do at PXG?
Yeah, my name's Ben. I've been with PXG for 4 years now. I'm one of our master fitters here. We're here at the Back Nine Golf. This is my home base here in Sherwood, Oregon.
So can you tell me, like, who should get fit? Like, why should someone get fit? Who should get fit? What's the ideal person that needs to come in here? I think there's a lot of fear and myth around.
For sure. Probably the biggest myth I get is I'm not good enough to get fit, which is interesting because when I fit a really good golfer, that's the easiest fitting, right? Honestly, the worse you are at golf, the more I can help you. So really anyone should get fit, whether you're a beginner golfer, you've been golfing for 10 years, you played college golf, you played just amateur golf, anyone should get fit that plays golf. We'll have you usually come in, I'll get your backstory, right? Like someone like you that just had a knee surgery and a wrist surgery. You know, I like to know that stuff, to know if you have any pain, any physical limitations. And then we'll start by getting data on your current golf club. So we have kind of a starting point and then we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to get started. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
A full back fitting is usually an hour and a half. Iron fitting is usually about an hour, same with the driver. But that's what's cool is we fit for everything. You know, we don't just specialize in one thing. All of our stuff is very customizable.
Putter too?
Putter as well.
All right.
Putter's probably the biggest thing that no one gets fit for and we can make the quickest difference. It's the club you use the most.
Do you go through all the clubs or just certain
Most
ones?
companies will just fit off of the 7-iron for irons. I do have some other irons we can hit, but most companies will fit off the 7-iron right in the middle. And then it's hybrids, fairway woods, wedges, drivers, we have everything for that. Coolest thing about our irons is how customizable they are. We are one of the only companies right now with this interchangeable weight system, right? So I can create any swing weight with this. I can make the head heavier, I can make the head lighter. Sometimes it's a numbers thing, other time you just want to feel more club head, you want to feel less club head. Some of it's numbers, some of it's personal feel. But we're gonna start with this XP head. If I'm fitting a brand new golfer, but he has a really good swing already, and maybe he shoots a high score because he just hasn't figured out how to chip and how to putt, but I know he's gonna get immensely better, I'm building that set for the future, right? I wanna build people stuff to grow into. I don't want you to have to come back to me and say, hey, I outgrew these irons, right? I need to buy all new irons, right? Which is not a bad problem to have, but I wanna fit people for stuff that's gonna last them and stuff that's going to get them where they wanna go in their golf career. I'd say the biggest outcome from getting fit is you're obviously gonna play better golf, but I'd say the confidence you get from getting fit, knowing these clubs are custom fit for you, whether it's your golf swing, your height, all that stuff, physical limitations you might have. I think the confidence it gives players just helps them play a lot better golf. Everyone I fit is very nervous. I always tell people you're never gonna do anything I've never seen. I get nervous when I swing in front of people, so I totally get it. But as far as your golf swing changing, or for someone like you that maybe hasn't played golf in a while, just coming back from an injury, a lot of the things in a fit aren't gonna change, right? The length of the golf club is gonna be the same. The flex of the shaft is gonna be the same. The cool thing about PXG is how adjustable our golf clubs are down the road, right? So if you came and I fit you today and your miss was a big slice out to the right, you start taking golf lessons, you're all of a sudden hitting a draw, you come and see me, I'm stoked, right? I'm changing your driver around, we're doing all that. So you're not stuck in what you have. I'd say that's probably one of the biggest myths too, is people think I get fit, what if my golf swing changes? I'm a beginner golfer, what happens if I get better? Things can be adjusted. Our lie angle can be adjusted. We can adjust length if we need to. We can adjust the way the driver sits, where the weights are in the driver. So you're never stuck in what you have. When I fit a really good golfer, it becomes more into I wouldn't say more into, but it becomes more focused on the feel of the golf club, right? And you can repeat the same thing over and over again. We already know that, right? So then I'm making sure you really like the feel of the golf club, and whether you want to gain a little bit of distance, or sometimes when I fit a really good golfer, they actually want to take away distance, right? That's more what we're focused on is making sure you still like the feel of these golf clubs, and maybe they're a little more forgiving or a little bit longer, and we're looking more, maybe it's a little more of a niche fitting in what we're looking at, right? But with a good player, it's mostly feel, which is very important.
In my game, I'm really a course manager, and then as long as I can just continue to do what I do, but maybe get a little bit more distance or like take my spin down a little bit, that's kind of the main thing, is because my spin is so high, and when it's windy, especially here in Oregon, I struggle with it. So,
for sure. Yeah, so we'll focus on that.
Yeah.
So that's carried 134, hit 141. We're still at a 48-degree landing angle, 86 feet of height. We did drop spin a little. And at 100-mile-an-hour ball speed, right? That's where your average ball speed's 96.6, right? Your average ball speed now is 98. You've hit a couple more shots. When you really strike it well like that, you're at 100. But on average, you are gaining 3 yards of carry. You're gaining 4 yards of total distance. There is a correlation to where the feel has to be good for him for me to even like look at numbers, right? If he hates the feel, I'm taking it out of his hands right away, right? Especially, I mean, it's that across the board for every golfer, but especially for a lower handicap player, right? Feel outweighs numbers in my opinion, right? I can hand him 7 different options and he's going to figure out how to hit them, right? The difference between a good player will adjust their golf swing to the golf club without even realizing they do it, right? Like when I fit a really good player, if I go down and fit the Ducks when we sponsor them, right? If they tell me they don't like the feel within 1 swing or 2 swings, I'm taking it out of their hands. We're not gonna sit there and watch them hit 10 shots, right? The difference is a good player usually has a better understanding of what they like the feel of versus a higher handicap, right? A higher handicap is more worried about striking the ball clean and stuff like that, whereas he knows he's gonna strike it clean every single time, right? So feel has to be there. I don't care if the numbers are the best ever and he hates the feel, I won't sell you those golf clubs. Putter's the most overlooked club when people get fit, right? People think they want to get a new driver, they want to get new irons. Those are the exciting things, right? Where in reality, a putter is the club you use the most, right? And what no one ever looks at is if their putter has toe hang, if their putter is face balance, and if that is right for them, right? When you pick out a putter, the head matters, but the way the putter is balanced matters more, right? Whether we like to putt on a little bit of an arc or whether we're more of a straight back, straight forward guy, matching that to our putter is everything, right? When we have the wrong type of putter, we're relying on timing, and timing is very, very hard to repeat under pressure, whether we're playing with our buddies or we're playing in the tournament. I try to take timing out of it, right? So I'm more looking at your stroke, and if you miss on the right side of the hole or the left side of the hole more often, that tells me a lot, and I'm trying to match up the gravity of this putter to the gravity of your stroke.
When I'm having a bad day, like when you're talking about an arc or going straight back and forward, those are the things I'm basically trying to adjust when I'm having a bad day.
And that's what I don't want you to have to adjust. I want to adjust the putter to what your repeatable stroke is, right? If your repeatable stroke is straight back, straight forward, I want to build the putter for that instead of you having to adjust to the putter you have.
So taking the thought out of it,
exactly.
And just being an athlete, right?
Exactly, making it more natural.
The thing I noticed right away is that it's not moving on me.
Yes.
And I felt like my other putter,
there you go.
I was kind of
I will say when we go into the zero torque stuff, it's a little bit of a different alignment over the ball, and that takes a little getting used to. And you saw your first putt, you pushed out here, right? More so you were actually aimed out here, and then you adjusted for the other 2 and it was right at the hole.
Yeah.
So I will say that part takes a little getting used to. It creates a unique visual, right? But it's a very repeatable stroke, and our face sustained very square to our target the whole way.
Feedback from people when you fit them with putters, what kind of feedback are you getting?
It can sometimes, depending on how much we change their putter, like in your case, how we went from a severe toe hang putter, right, to a zero torque putter, right? I mean, these couldn't be more different, right? It might take a little bit of an adjustment for your alignment, right? But it's going to be, you're gonna putt much more confidently knowing this putter is fit for you. And that is the biggest part about putting, is it's so mental, right? So if you know this putter is perfectly fit for your putting stroke, you are going to putt better. Most of our clubs you will have in hand between 7 to 10 days, right? All of our clubs ship out of Scottsdale. You will get an email the second your clubs ship out with a tracking number. If you want to come and see me when you get your golf clubs to make sure everything looks good, that is totally fine. I'm not going to charge you for that. We can go over your distances. I can send you over a TrackMan report saying this is how far your average 8-iron, 7-iron, 9-iron is going. Again, it's very personal, one-on-one experience that you might not find at other fitting facilities.
So now we know club fitting isn't just for pros. The average golfer is going to benefit the most out of going and getting fitted. I want to give a big shout out to Ben and PXG for hosting us today. And if you know another golfer that needs to go get fitted and just hasn't done it, go tell them. Go hit up PXG today. Thanks for watching. We're out.